Ladies and gentlemen, Barbara Windsor. Very careful with the step because I'd caught my foot on that last time.
Did you, darling?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I saw you, yeah.
Oh, you know, I thought when I heard you came back from your honeymoon,
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I was straight away reminded of the time I went on your other honeymoon and everyone was saying, what do you want to take Kenneth Williams with you for on your honeymoon? Yeah. And you came into my room in the hotel and you said, it's terrible, it's rain falling down, the beds aren't even 6 foot, my husband can't even stretch out, and he's got a terrible headache, you got any paracetamol, and this is a rotten hotel.
Ken, please. Can I get a word in?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I mean, he does go on, doesn't he? God help us. But it's true. You did come on my first honeymoon, didn't you?
Yes.
And I've just come back from another one.
I bet you had a marvellous one this time because you had the weather.
Yeah, 25 years in between, though.
Yes, but you did have... I mean, ours was terrible. The rain poured.
It was awful, wasn't it?
But this time you really did have good luck.
Yeah, it was terrific. I must tell you, he never spoke to me like that last one, did you? You went into the room for 3 days and you came out with your dirty underwear.
Well, that was all perfect.
So I think I'll talk to you. No, but this was wonderful. I went to Jamaica. It was lovely beaches and ever so smashing. I'm ever so happy. In fact, I'm a bit emotional.
Well, we've been friends for ages. Do you remember when we did first meet?
Yeah, on the Carry On film.
Remember anything about that meeting, do you?
Well, I do actually, because like everybody else who comes on to the Carry-Ons, I was very, very nervous. And you already were a gang, weren't you?
Yes, we all knew each other.
Sid and all of you, and I was terribly nervous. And I remember Cribbins I knew, and he said, you watch Kenny Williams, he'll get you at it. He does with the ladies. And I thought he meant, yeah. And I thought, fuck me. Yeah. Anyway, all morning you were sending me up gutless. And then I thought, I'll have to get at him. And I did. I said something to him. But I can't tell you. I've tried to kind of clean it up.
No, it's impossible, I know.
It's impossible, so it'll have to be a secret. You know, or you'll have to write about it in one of your books.
Well, will you miss the halcyon days, do you? The carry-ons? You miss them?
I miss that friendliness, darling. I miss the coziness of it all. You know, that meeting strangers. It was marvellous, ladies and gentlemen. It was just like going back to school, wasn't it, darling?
Yeah.
We all couldn't wait to see each other.
That's right.
And we worked for 6 weeks, and then we went off, but we did have a laugh, didn't we?
I always remember the scene where you were in the shower. It was your first scene in the film, and we always have to play the whole film, don't we, as we play on the first day.
Right.
And you said, I don't want to be thought of as the Cockney Sparrow anymore. I want to play it rather well-bred, rather grand. And the scene was in the shower where you had to be suddenly aware that through a knot in the wood there was an eye looking at you with nothing on.
Yeah.
It was Sid James's eye.
Of course it was. Who else?
And when it came to the shot, and they were actually shooting, the cameras were running, and you turned and saw the eye for the first time, because in rehearsal you hadn't seen it.
Right.
But on the shot you saw the eye, and you had to squirt the toothpaste into the eye.
Get out, you dirty filthy
That's
thing.
right. And instead of, get away, snooper, you said, get out, you dirty snooper.
I know. And he said, lovely, take. I said, no, I don't want to play it like a Cockney.
That's right, it was too late. You said, blimey, I wanted to play it posh. It was terribly sad.
I must tell you, we used to get on the set about 5:30 to 6 o'clock, and the way you started off when I first came on, you know, all that chat you got, it used to be like that, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I think, you know, when you get into a rhythm like that, you always do appeal.
Oh, the rhythm. He's very good with the rhythm.
Do you remember this scene? It's one from Carry On Camping. It was where we were all supposed to be standing in the sunshine and enjoying everything enormously.
Oh, no, not that.
Yeah.
And rest. Now, let's stride. Arms flinging from side to side. Begin. And fling and in. And fling and in. And both arms fling. Now, really, let's see those chests come out. And fling and in. And fling and in. And fling. Oh, matron, take them away. Oh.
If you were a gentleman, you'd close your eyes.
Stop laughing. Now that Barbara has fallen out. Stop laughing. We will continue.
terribly funny because that was shot and it was winter.
Oh,
and everyone was
November,
pretending it was summer.
Yes.
And the leaves are all falling off the trees and he glued them back on and sprayed them green. Do you remember?
That's right. And it was all mud. And
That's right.
They
You were knee-deep.
Right, and I
in
kept
mud.
saying, my feet are sinking in the mud. They said, Barbara, if we were looking at your feet, we wouldn't be employing you.
That's
and all that
right,
was going on. And to get that bra off, do you remember? It's very hard. The ladies will know that. You can't do that and the bra come off like that. Anyway, you've got this old boy. Do you remember? Well, anyway, they got this old boy with a fishing rod and a hook and stuck it there, you see. And of course, I was like, okay, la 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 la, okay, pull the rod. And every time he did that, I used to fall flat in the mud, didn't I? And Jerry, the director, said, get her up, go on, dust her down.
Dust her down, try again, yeah.
And that was how it went. And it went for about 20 takes. Anyway, we finally got it, which was terrific, that. And then they left us all alone. Do you remember? They said, it's a wrap.
That's right, they left us.
Oh.
And you went on. You went
like
right off.
AIDS.
Because you said, look at me, my boobs are all covered in goose pimples.
Yeah,
I've got
treated
my
like
feet
a-
half in mud.
I know.
And the producer comes and gets out of his Rolls Royce
I
with
did
his
go.
cashmere coat and his Wellington and said, oh, carry on, girls. Then goes off for his champagne. He's got his arse in the marmalade. What she didn't know was...
Wicked.
She said all this to me, unaware of the fact that underneath my... Do you remember that jacket
Yes,
had
that's right, yeah.
had a microphone, a throat mic, underneath the clothes.
Right, you got that,
And
yeah.
so she wasn't aware, but the whole thing was rehearsed, recorded.
Yes.
And the next day, when he came to the rushes, it was all played back.
Yes! And I told you that, ladies and gentlemen, we all know Kenny, don't we? And you knew that mic was on, didn't
darling,
you?
no. I would never have done it. I'd never have got you in it.
No, I know you
Dropped you
would. I
in it,
love
as
it.
they say. Now, tell us about your new husband.
Yeah, oh, lovely
Stephen.
Stephen. He's a chef,
Yeah.
and we bought a restaurant, a pub restaurant. In fact, the last time I did Terry's show we just bought it on the day, the Plough Inn in Amersham, and it's just terrific. It's another life,
Good.
which is good for me.
And has he found the precious... Well, wait a minute, let's ask him.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Hollings. Will you appear? Yes. I think you pick them very well,
He's a
Barbara.
bit tasty, isn't he?
Yeah, very good, yeah.
I'm so nervous. Getting myself together was enough, but getting him together... Oh,
Yeah, did you
goodness.
know what you were letting yourself in for,
I
Steve?
had no idea. No idea.
It's a whole new world, then.
It certainly is.
You hadn't actually been familiar with the celebrities before?
Well, always from the outside.
From the outside.
Always on the fringe.
Now you're in, looking out, quite. Have there been any
Yeah, I know.
any mix-ups, any confusions, like? I mean, about whether you are Mr. Hollings or not?
We often get mail addressed to Mr. and Mrs. S. Windsor.
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
S. Windsor,
Called
yeah.
Mr. Windsor, yeah.
You don't care, do you?
No.
Because Stephen had a restaurant in Scarborough, and all the pros who used to be appearing in Scarborough used to go there, so he kind of got something out
Oh,
of them,
well,
you
you've
know.
had the corners rubbed off, yes. And you do the barmaid stuff, do you? All that stuff when
Well,
they come in.
you
Say, mine's a
know.
large one. You say
Yes,
you're ordering
yes,
or
yes.
boasting.
Do you know, I should have written... I know these gags.
Yeah, you're going to get a word in.
Not
No
a word in. But
And-
yes, I do.
And about the sightseers, then, do you enjoy the sightseers? They kind of...
I do, actually, and I'll tell you something, Ken. I was reading about you in the Hancock book
Yeah.
while I was on holiday, and, you know, you said about how much he was loved, you said to him, and so are you. Because the first person they always ask me about, believe it or not, is not Sid, is always, was Kenny really like that? Is he
Yeah.
really your best friend?
They do,
They do,
you
and
know.
that's smashing. They
Because
do.
I've got the pathos, you see. I've got the pathos. I remember Barbara saying to me years ago, my girls in Hartnell's, when I was having my dress made, they saw you from the window going by in that terrible old raincoat and that hat. She said, you look like an awful old flasher, Ken.
Yes.
Can't you do something about your gear?
Yeah.
And when I phoned her up about the rehearsals when I got her in the play, I said, this time, Barbara, I'll wear the right dress. She said, hang on, I think I'll prefer the raincoat.
It wasn't Hartnell, it was not Norman Hartnell's, it was just Ivor Hartnell's in Baker Street.
Yeah, but it sounds
But
enough.
I did see you. You've got a wonderful memory.
Yeah, I remember all those things.
Yeah.
Well, it's lovely to see you, Barbara.
And you,
You're both
darling.
looking absolutely smashing.
It's lovely.
Still got the tan.
Yeah, yes,
Feel
we have
great.
actually.
Yeah.
Well, we rub each other in with the moisturiser and everything.
Well, that's great, yeah. Well, you'll both be carrying on, I hope, for many years.
Thank you,
Thank you,
my darling.
Barbara Windsor and Stephen Hollings.